First, I have to say Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I really honestly hope that everybody is having a balanced Monday. I am having a balanced Monday. One of the many issues I have is keeping balance. Um, I'm horrible with balancing emotions and responsibilities, seconds by second, moment by moment. It is getting a lot easier for me now that I actually really control my energies. I am having to be selfish and control the energies that I receive, which in turn adjust the energies that I release. And I'm just really grateful for the process of learning. I have been in DBT skills group for caregivers and I want to say, is it caregivers and parents? Caregivers, I want to say caregivers and parents. We do this every Monday for an hour. I'm in a group with ladies and gentlemen of all flavors. And it's such a joy to be in a small, like minded community of people who are serious about being mindful. And I don't just mean mindful as in what I have going on, but mindful as in the position of me being a caregiver to a child, being a child myself and not having balance, no balance. Please forgive any banging you're hearing. They're doing renovations here, so you may hear some click clack. That's another reason why I have been having to dodge recordings when I'm going to record because sometimes it's just so loud in here. You can't make. I can barely hear myself think. So those times I used to do more meditating, getting more control of my mind and watching what I let into my spirit and watching what information I choose to choose to accept, choose to even give energy to. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of narratives out there, and I'm even learning like every narrative isn't yours. It may feel like it's yours, it may sound like it's yours, but if you don't have proof that a narrative is yours, how do you claim that narrative? And I'm just really taking steps to progress. I feel like I have been stagnant for the last, I haven't put a number on it yet. I was 19. I was 19 when this chapter really kicked in, and it kicked in high gear, and I didn't realize because my emotions were involved that I was really I was being, I was at a wall. I wasn't learning any new information. I was just on this hamster wheel of inclusion. Like I was included in this insane cycle that a lot of people that are connected to me are comfortable with. And I just, I've outgrown a lot of things, people, and places, not negatively, but because I don't know what anyone else thought my life was, but it's a journey. It has always been a journey. It hasn't always been as clear as it is now. Glory be. It has not always been as clear as it is now. So, a lot of people will probably look at me now and like, who is that? Who is that? Oh, she's faking. That's not her. No, you knew someone who was fake. You knew someone that was created out of an identity that was false. And when you're living by a false identity, a false narrative, you will never be who you are destined to be. I am a living proof of that. So now that I know that there are so many layers to us as labeled, mislabeled Black people, there are so many harms and neglects and things that are overlooked as common, which really aren't that common. I decided when I started doing my genealogy research, I was not going to take the stance of I know all. I was going to take the stance of I need to learn all. Meaning, I want to find my relatives, biological and birth, and I want to understand them emotionally. How did they manage in their day using their linguistics under their policies and laws that they had to abide by? I realized that as time changes, perceptions change, everything changes. Maybe not all at the same time, but eventually everything changes. So I stuck with a narrative. No, excuse me. I'm stuck now with my truth. And my truth is actually not easy to digest. And if I focused on that, I would be in a crazy house. So what I've decided is to be mindful of each individual in my life, in my story, whether I know them personally or not. Like I never knew my mom and my dad. Never. I don't know who I walk like. I don't know who I talk like. I don't know who I sound like. I don't know who I laugh like. And when I did meet my biological mother, I felt like she, like everything I got was from her. But there was always this look about her that I didn't see in myself. I saw something else in myself, and that clearly was my father. So I've come to a realization that even though you may not know someone personally, that does not disconnect you from them. So my biggest step in this journey of completing this book is for me to know these people without actually knowing them, which means I have to look over their lives. Excuse me, I'm eating yogurt. Yogurt is my favorite. I'm looking over their lives and I'm looking over the years and I'm looking over the laws and the policies and I'm looking over their locations during these different times of their lives. My dad's life. Well, my mom is a little different because I can literally read my mother's life from this task force study. My mother and her mother, because they're closer to me in age. I can relate a lot to this study. Yesterday, I got to the medical and physical harm chapter 12. We are almost done. It's 13 chapters. And the first chapter, the first neglect that they mentioned was forced sterilization. And yesterday I wanted so bad to come on here and share this story, but I was stuck in the healing aspect of it and the gracious aspect of me being able to go in my room and look at my child because which is shocking to me still, I almost went through that in the 90s. And I say that in the 90s, I have to say in the 90s because we know in the 90s, forced sterilization was illegal. I don't know exactly when they stopped in North Carolina, but I do know my mother was born in 1914 My adopted mother, who the only mother I knew, she brought me from the hospital. That's all I knew. And that's still the only mother figure I have to rely on, no matter what ways she got from that breeding state, no matter what abuses she endured for 92 years here, no matter what trials she had to face in the military, she's my mother. And everything that happened to her was transferred to me in some way, form, or fashion, even if not just through the beatings. One day after my rape, she could tell a change in me, and I can't speak for her. I can't speak for what she saw in me, but she could tell something happened. But I was scared to death of this woman. She beat me to death a lot of times. I was scared to death of this woman. And I was in fear of what would happen if I spoke up. So I stayed quiet, and she took me to the doctor, and I'm in the doctor's office, and the white lady comes in. This is in Four Oaks, North Carolina. There's a little doctor's office behind the street where the post office is. I can't remember the doctor's name, but hopefully someone hears this and mentions her name. She had brown hair. Brown hair. My mother said to her, "Is there any way you can fix her?" The room was so quiet. Mind you, I'm not thinking anything of it. She always told me I was bad and she had to get me baptized to fix me. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm getting ready to get a therapist. I'm thinking that. Well, the doctor, I still get like, I have a reaction. I had a reaction reading when this was reading this to me yesterday, and I'm having a reaction now. My words are gonna get a little twisted up. So when Kanye said he typed that wrong, I really believe him, because sometimes when you're emotionally attached to an emotion that is hard, it messes with your nervous system. Because right now I'm shaking because I never knew that that was such a huge moment at that time. I just packed it away and kept on going. This is why I have trust issues. So the doctor looks at my mother and says, "What do you mean? What do you mean, Miss Jones?" Because she was at least three decades younger than my mother. Like, this woman had to be like maybe 20s, maybe early 30s. My mother was in her 70s. So my mother had experience with this country, nation, policies, public construct, the social construct, the governmental construct. She's seen it go through all of its historical changes, unlike this doctor. This doctor wasn't too much older than me. I mean, youth wise. My mother was old. When I say she was old, we were like 50, 60, 70 years apart, or like 65 years apart. So again, she says, "What do you mean, Miss Jones? Fix her. What's wrong?" "I don't want her bringing home any babies like her mother. Can you fix her? I know y'all fix us." I'm looking at my mom now like, what the hell are you saying? What the fuck are you saying, lady? Quiet. I'm 12 years old. I'm 12 years old, sitting in a doctor's office, being hackled about being fixed like a dog. And a lot of people may think that I'm making this up, but people have no idea the torture that that moment actually played on my psyche for years. My older cousins, because all of my first cousins are like 50, well, their children joked about it. They were adults and they joked about it. Remember the time Aunt Cat took the baby to go get her fixed like a dog. That was a joke in our family. Not realizing that was a remnant of abuse. Not realizing there are so many things that have been done to our loved ones and swept under the rug or gaslighted to them as if they're crazy, that there are really remnants of these abuses still happening to us. There is no way. There's no way that should have happened to me. And my God, what if she had been corrupt? What if she had been corrupted? What if she was racist? What if she was evil? What if she'd have said, you know what, Miss Jones, I got a number for you to call? So during this time of transformation that I am under, my BlockCasts are going to be on pause. I am going to give myself another week or two with this reparations interim report. I hate using the word reparations simply because I could care less about reparations. We don't have a nation. I do care about the 492 pages of abuses that my loved ones have endured, that I have endured, that my child has endured. Like, I am blown away that anyone would even admit to this. But I would assume that it should be uncomfortable for those who this is not happening to actually live here. Because I'm pretty sure it might have accidentally happened to some people that it wasn't supposed to happen to. It might be imbalancing the whole land here to where nobody's going to get any peace. So maybe they feel like, well, maybe we should do a little bit of reconstructing again so that some of us, not all of us, but just some of us can be okay. Because I don't know exactly what can be done to fix this. Nobody can erase what happened to me. Nobody can erase what happened to my mother. Nobody can erase what happened to my dad when he was born in 1909. No one can erase what happened to my grandmother. All of them. But nobody has the right to dilute that and act as if there are not remnants out here affecting us, because I'm a remnant of war. My whole existence here. I wasn't born out of love. I wasn't born out of holy communion. I wasn't born out of beautiful community. I wasn't born out of a love story. I was born out of war. So I just wanted to share this story and really just let it sit here for a moment, simply because I'm still coming to terms with what I went through in that doctor's office when I was 12 years old. And they actually did do a procedure on me, and I don't remember what it was. I do know it took me they told me at 16 I wouldn't be able to have children. So at one point, I thought they had sterilized me. And maybe they did. Maybe they did something. Who knows? They did something to me. But I'm grateful, and I went and I looked at my daughter yesterday and I said, you know what? It was a real possibility that you would not exist had certain people got their way. And I'm just really grateful for the spirit of revealing, because the spirit of revealing is healing. Everybody wants to play the good guy and the victor. No, everybody doesn't win. Because I didn't win anything. Everybody doesn't lose either because I'm not losing a thing. I'm gaining. I'm gaining respect for myself, something no one of labeled black status has ever taught me. I'm learning to raise a child to a teen, to a young adult with balance, love, care. Do you know how many homes ran by so called blacks with no love in it? What is it doing to our youth? Look what it did to me. I'm just grateful that my spirit was bigger than my demons. My good spirit that's attached to source was bigger than every demon that I acquired being born of war, living through war. I saw my first murder at 4 years old. I wondered, did the police provide that person with that gun? I'm from Philly. Bad things happened in Philly. Bad things happened all over this land. Bad things happened to a lot of my loved ones. And I am walking with them one by one and understanding them as human beings, something they probably never were treated as. I really want to thank you for giving me 20,000 hours of your time. I didn't even know I got this email. It was like, congratulations, 20,000 watched hours. I really, 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 really appreciate you coming to this channel for your purpose. And hopefully it helps on your journey. I'm not going to stay on here long. I really, really wish everybody well. It's a beautiful Monday here in Harlem. I'm just really, really going to wait for this little girl to get up so that I can get some of her hours in. I want to do a progress report today because everyone knows that I do homeschool and we're doing excellent. She's getting college invites, and I'm very proud and hopeful that I'm showing her all of the way, not just a little bit of the way, but all of the way, the good, the bad, and the ugly out here so that she can know how to stand on her own. Because really, me and her is all we got out here. She knows she can depend on me. I know I can depend on her. So I'm really just grateful for my little humble family that I have. And I want to send some special love to my relatives that can hear this or that can't hear this, don't even know it exists, don't even know I exist. Who knows? Whatever the situation. I love all of my family members, any of them that are struggling. Just know I hope that you do whatever it takes for yourself to get better because it is possible. It is possible. I gave up that war with myself mentality because I'm not at war with myself. I'm at war with this society because I don't fit in. I don't want to fit in. I don't want to sacrifice my child to this society. A lot of people are sacrificing themselves and their loved ones into a system that does not see you as humane. And this is not hate speech. This is me healing individually, something we all have to do. But it's a choice. And this is my choice. My choice is to heal, to stand on my truth, not a collective narrative. For someone who has never fit in, why would I accept a narrative from a collective? I've never been part of the collective. I've never been welcome in the collective. Why would I want to accept a narrative of the correct collective? If there's something I don't know, I don't know. Like when they ask me now, are you a descendant of slavery? I don't know. I know I had enslaved relatives. I can't align myself with this African slavery narrative. Now, that's not to say that I don't have relatives that were from Africa and that were slaves. I'm sure they are there, but they're not recorded and there's no record of it. There's no record of it. I'm sure I got some of it in my blood. But if that was the whole story, what is the rest of this stuff in my blood? Some people don't want you to know your truth because when you know your truth, you will be able to stand powerful and they won't be able to knock you down and knock you around and control you anymore. And that is my whole life. This has happened to me too many times. Like if I hadn't been adopted, they probably could have got this over on me, and I would have died and never known any of this. But because my adoption went the way it was, after me being forced back here the way I was conceived, yeah, I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm not made from love. I'm not made from community. I'm not made from anything but war. And the war on us, to be specific. I'm proud. I'm proud of my journey. I accept my journey. And I'm going to grow in my journey. I'm going to grow emotionally, and I'm going to grow physically, and I'm going to grow spiritually. I believe that God knew what he was doing when he created this place. And I believe that he gives us all the choice. We all have a choice. We all have a choice. I choose healing. I choose knowing. I can't choose that for nobody else. I choose being around people who want to grow, who live to learn, read. Show me some books you've read. Tell me a book I should read. I don't want to be in this stagnant holding cell with average minds anymore. I can't be that and raise a scholar. I can't be that and raise a indigenous woman who knows who she is. Don't call me asking me, am I celebrating Thanksgiving? It's gonna tick me off. It's 365 days in a year. Don't just call me about Thanksgiving. You know my dad and my mom is? It's disrespectful. Whether or not they knew that or not, I don't care. It's not my problem. I know what I know. And I'm not celebrating it. And I would like to respect. This is the first year I've said this. Ever since I found out about my family being deceitful to me, I said that then. Because in my eyes, I see it as a black celebrating thing, and I do not align with black as an identity. I align with black as a struggle. I align black as a process. I don't align it with my identity. And people that do, that's your choice. You're choosing to do that. I'm not choosing to do that. I'm not choosing to do that. I know who I am. I can't align myself with a narrative that doesn't fit my story. Now, before I knew my story, I could align with any narrative. You could tell me I was a crack baby. I would have believed it because I didn't know any better. And then the people that I'm looking to tell me the truth about myself, they told me what they wanted. Child, they told me what they wanted to tell me to hurt me because they didn't know their truth. Ain't no way my grandma didn't know she was a Lenape. How you didn't know that? Because it was illegal for them to even be who they were. That's why they were black. So why would I embrace something that diluted my loved ones and my ancestors' identity and led them through public legal policies that wiped them to the bone? Why would I want to? Why would I want to salute that? Why would I want to honor that? I don't have Stockholm anymore. I don't have it. I don't have it. This transformation is real, and I'm just grateful to look into my daughter's eyes and see a look that I never could offer. And it's called confidence. I've had no confidence in anything since I've been here. Not my home, not my marriage, not me trying to get in the music industry. No confidence ever have I had in this place or people. I'm just really, really grateful for today. I'm grateful for all of my blessings. I'm grateful for all of the bliss. I'm grateful for all of the growth. I'm grateful for my space. And I tell you, y'all know, so a lot of y'all know what I went through. A lot of y'all know I'm not making this up. A lot of this is new to y'all. A lot of y'all don't know what struggle is. And I know both ends of the spectrum. I know peace and I know struggle. I know emotional struggle. I know physical struggle. I know pain, all types of pain. But I have come to a place in my life where I know that my actions dictate the amount of anything that I can bring into my vortex, bring into my energy, bring into my space. So as long as I am mindful of that, where can I go wrong? Where can I go wrong? I really want to thank, hopefully one day he can be a guest on this channel. I really want to thank this person, I'm not going to say his name, for just enlightening me and really pushing me even further down this journey of mine. It's really hard when it's your people against the world and you're just one individual trying to figure out what the heck is going on. When you find people that look like you or that actually, are labeled as black, when you find people or say maybe he's corrected his status, whatever, when you find people that look like you that are genuinely trying to uplift you and uplift your humanity that has been knocked all the way under the dirt. You have to give thanks for these people. I hope all is well with him and his family. I cannot wait to get out of this hole that just happened 2 months ago. I didn't even tell anybody that what was going on. We had a lot of stuff going on up in here. I'm almost out of this hole again. I can't wait to pay these monies for these documents, get these images patented. I've been planning, I've been studying, I've been putting things together. Like I'm really serious about building this next project. It's going to actually, I believe, be the biggest thing I've ever built besides my child. Creating a human being is something else. So this is going to be like my next baby. Like this is going to hopefully live longer than me and my child and my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. So I'm truly excited. I was grateful that he even saw something in me to share, literally give me this information. And I'm going to honor his belief in me and do the right thing. And I'm super, super, super excited. I'm about to get off of here because this girl needs to get up so I can get in her, I need her password so that I can see her YouTube hours for her homeschool folder because I need those hours. We're trying to do 257 hours per quarter because we want 990 hours per year, school year. And this is her senior year, so we may go over a little bit because last year she did like 1,000 hours. Well, I think it was like 1,100 hours because she does cooking, she does an hour every day, Monday through Monday, of physical education, exercising. I don't know why people leave raising your children to the public school system when you know the results is the society outside. Do you see that it's working out there? Um, Add curriculum that's missing. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's a choice. It's a choice. You can settle or you thrive. It's a choice, and the choice is yours. Thank you to everyone who has been reaching out to my email, shellfromtheblock@gmail.com, giving appreciation for me breaking down the reparations report. Listen, if you've been through something and you got proof, they already say in the report nobody uses the Office of Civil Rights, nobody brings civil suits in the black community. So, sometimes you have to say, what part am I playing in my own demise? And this report can help you greatly make some different decisions in your own life. See things from a different perspective. Things may be happening to you and you may not be understanding why. Like I was just talking to my god sister yesterday. She needs to get out of the town that she's in. It's racist as hell. It always has been. I don't care who you rent from. If they're not people of color, and even if they are, if they have any reason to hate you, and sometimes people don't need a reason for that, you're going to go through hell. They're going to put evictions on you. They're going to do all kinds of things to you to ruin your life with your family. Next thing you know, they're going to have CPS at your door taking your children because you don't have adequate housing. It's all on purpose. But most people wouldn't know that. And you're going to just come claim victim and cry and march, and nothing's going to get done because you have no idea what legal means. Legal don't mean right. But I digress. Peace and love. Happy, happy, happy October 31st, 2022. I hope you have a safe day. I hope this is a beautiful, productive week for you. Make sure you stay safe. Please be aware of your surroundings. I love you.